So when Be Quiet sent me this power supply to review, by the way, thank you so much Be Quiet, I was honestly kind of confused because it claims to be part of Be Quiet's essential line of budget parts, but also claims to be fully modular and have a gold power efficiency rating. So either this thing is cutting a lot of corners, or we're actually entering an era where we can get such high-end features in a budget PSU. And well, thankfully, it's the latter. Because with the Pure Power 11 FM, Be Quiet proves that you can have such great features and overall great reliability at a very, very reasonable price. So you can get this thing in wattages ranging all the way from 550 watts, which is what I have right here, up to 750. And it comes with pretty much all the connectors you could ever need. Though do keep in mind that the 550 watt only has a single 8-pin for the CPU compared to the 2 8-pins that the other models have. But that'd be more than enough for most people, especially when you're building a more budget PC. However, I'd argue it actually makes more sense to have a fully modular power supply like this one in a budget PC compared to something more high-end. Because even though fully modular power supplies may look nice and clean at the start, before long you're gonna add all the cables you need and it's gonna quickly turn into a giant mess of cables like pretty much any other power supply. But with a more budget PC, when you have, well, less parts that require power, then it just makes a lot more sense, and it will make your PC look overall cleaner because you won't be using all the possible connectors on your fully modular power supply. Okay, so let's say that with my amazing persuasion skills right there, I convince you to get a fully modular power supply for your budget build. So why should you get this one exactly? Well, there's several reasons. Firstly, it uses one of Be Quiet's super quiet Sunwings fans in it, so this thing will be completely inaudible. It also has pretty much all the safety features you could ever want in it, so that's all well and good to ensure that your power supply doesn't pull, you know, a gigabyte. It has pretty much all the connectors you could need as well, and it comes with cables that will look actually rather nice in your PC. Though one thing to note is that only the 24-pin motherboard cable is sleeved. The others aren't and are just bare. But on the other hand, seeing how it is a budget power supply, I mean, I guess I can't complain that much about every single little thing it could do better, because it is still a budget power supply, so I'd imagine that sleeving every single cable would add to the cost significantly, but that's just a very small thing. If you find that the fact that the cables aren't sleeved a really big deal breaker, well then sadly this won't be the PSU for you. So that all sounds great, but let's now talk about the one thing we all hate the most, actually paying for stuff we buy. Because price wise, I mean, it's definitely not the most budget thing in the world, even though it is part of Be Quiet's budget lineup. But on the other hand, a good quality power supply is probably something you shouldn't be cheaping out on.
This is called a catastrophic failure.
But while it makes the most sense to grab this thing at say 550 watts, when you get into the higher wattages, well then its value becomes more dubious, because at that point you may as well go for something like say a straight power PSU from Be Quiet. You're getting even more safety features, more connectors, more everything really. And not to mention that at higher wattages, especially now, the market is so competitive that you probably find tons of other great options that match what you're after specifically. But then going from the high wattages to the low wattages, what would be the point of buying this thing at a low wattage when you can get something even cheaper with a bronze efficiency rating? And while probably most people don't care about it, the differences in energy consumption between a gold and a bronze power supply are actually pretty big. And I'm planning to have a whole video about that soon, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss it. So overall, it's a great power supply coming in at a great price with great features, but definitely at some high wattages it becomes more questionable of if this is the right PSU for you or if you should go for something else. But overall, I'm just happy that we're finally getting budget PSUs to have so many amazing features, and at the end of the day, that's just great for everyone. So let me know what you think of this PSU, and if you can buy it yourself, then our Amazon associate links for it are going to be down in the video description below. Also down there is going to be our Patreon if you want to help support the channel that way, and I'd also love to thank my existing patrons Gavin Burns, Ryan, LKB, Meg Sumner, Shane Allcroft, Lansby, and Comic Age Clothing. Thank you guys so much, support truly goes a long way. Then there's also going to be our Discord server if you want to talk to me or us about this or whatever else really, plus and there's our social media links as well. But anyway, that's what it is, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.